All right, what's up, YouTube fans? Coming to you guys today with a brand new video. And in today's video, I want to first start off and preface, obviously, guys, this is a featless character that we are talking about today. And obviously, anybody knows that Pain pretty much 9 times out of 10 would stomp him in any given scenario, whether that be in the Rain Village or any village, because we literally cannot go off of anything because he has no feats. But what I like to do on my channel is take references and mentions and lore to give these characters feats based off of what we know about them and who they battled and what the people that they battled did in the past. The best example to start off with was in my previous video where I mentioned Fugaku. We all know that Wild Eyes Fugaku is featless, but if you take the statement that he said against Itachi, where he showed what he was planning to do against the village by controlling the Nine Tails, he was going to be able to take over the village. So he believed in his mind, by his own statement, that all he needed was the help of Itachi and the Nine Tails, and that he would be able to completely take over the Leaf Village regardless of who they had posted there at the moment, which means he was not worried about Hiruzen, he wasn't worried about Minato, and he wasn't worried about the 3 Sannin. So off of that, he scaled himself to above the 4th Hokage level just off of that statement alone. So what we're going to do in this video is go off of even more statements of what we know about the people that Sakumo did fight from past lore and see where they scale to put him to where he could even stand a chance whatsoever against Pain. Obviously, we're not talking about the Pain that lost to Naruto. We're just talking about Pain in general. I'm stating, can he beat any of the Pains? That means the animal path that Jiraiya took out or anything such of that matter. Now, to start this off, we have to mention Lady Chiyo. And if you don't know who Lady Chiyo is, obviously she was the grandmother of Sasori, and we all know who Sasori was. He was a very strong Akatsuki member, probably one of the top 3 or top 5 in the faction, probably top 5. And we have to mention that because she was a bitter rival of Sakumo. We saw at the very beginning of the series where she confused Kakashi, Sakumo's son, as being Sakumo. And pretty much, even as an old lady, she was literally ready to go into a death battle with Kakashi as if nothing had changed and she had not aged several years from their last fight. So with that being said, we can already off bat add one to his book that Prime Chiyo was comparable to Sakumo, because usually in the Naruto universe, when you are a rival to someone, even if you are stronger, like in the case of Naruto, who is obviously stronger than Sasuke, he's not that much stronger to Sasuke where it's just an outright wreck, and it would probably take every single thing he had in his arsenal to take out Sasuke. So right there alone, we already know that Chiyo in her old age was already comparable to an Akatsuki member, and we can say that a Prime Chiyo probably would have done a lot better. Now, obviously, Sasori is stronger than Chiyo. We already know that as well. But a Prime Chiyo probably could have done better in that Sakura versus Sasori fight than old Chiyo did, which means that by that same statement, Prime Sakumo, who was comparable, possibly stronger than Chiyo, could have done the same, if not better, in that same exact scenario. So basically, off of that same statement, you know where this video is about to go. And it's pretty much about to segue directly into the very next person who was a Chiyo rival, and that was Hanzo. Now, we already know that Hanzo the Salamander, he was the leader of the Rain Village before Nagato took over. He ended up killing Yahiko, which led Nagato down his evil spiral of forming the Akatsuki, and then Obito getting involved, and Zetsu and everything that we know transpired afterwards with that. But going back to Hanzo the Salamander, we know that Lady Chiyo actually casually threw hands with Hanzo in his prime several times when the Sand and Rain Village had conflict. So we already know just off of that statement that Prime Chiyo, that we already know is comparable to Prime Sakumo, either stronger or weaker, had thrown hands with a person that defeated in their primes. You could probably argue that Orochimaru wasn't in his prime because he didn't know as much and he didn't have immortality yet, but the prime 3 legendary Sannin, We already know that Hanzo was able to completely sweep them several times, and the reason that they were rewarded that signing title was because he killed everybody that was there on that battlefield that day, except for the 3 signing, and them being able to live and walk away even though it was in defeat. He gave them that title. So Prime Chio used to casually just throw hands with a person that literally defeated the 3 legendary signing. The same 3 legendary signing, one of which we already know took out 2 pain paths. And then there's obviously people that always say, oh, well, if Jiraiya had every single path caught in that genjutsu at once, he could have won. We all know that that wouldn't have happened. He probably could have knocked out a good chunk of them in that genjutsu, but not all of, he was not going to catch all of them at the same time. It literally, there's no way that would have been happening, especially with the Diva path. It wouldn't have happened. There's too many obstacles around that. But we know that he did take out the animal path, and we do know that he did take out a couple of paths. So Hanzo defeated that guy. He defeated one of the Hokage that participated in fighting Madara, and pretty much had Madara not been in Infinite Tsukiyomi, had he not been in reincarnation mode at the time, then that lariat that she gave to him that took out half of his rib cage while he was regenerating, if he was alive for that, he probably would have lost. So somebody that possibly could have defeated Madara, another person that took out 2 of the pain paths, and then infinite knowledge Orochimaru. That's the 3 people that Hanzo beat. Obviously, they were all much younger, but in their physical prime forms, they were physically in their prime. Maybe not mentally, but they were in their physical primes. So going back to it, all in all, Sakumo compared to a lady that casually threw hands with Hanzo of the Salamander and knew his arsenal inside out and how to defeat it, and that's literally how they ended up defeating Hanzo the Salamander, because Chio pretty much revealed all of his secrets. And he Sakumo compared to her, which compared to him, which defeated the 3 legendary Sannin, and those Sannin all at one point either threw hands with Pain or threw hands with Pain's boss. Meaning, if we go all the way back to Sakumo, even though he does not have any feats whatsoever in the series, we know just off of those statements that I just mentioned that he compares to 2 people that did, in fact, throw hands with Pain. Again, he does not win because none of those people beat Pain. Obviously, Tsunade didn't even fight Pain, but she pretty much almost beat somebody that is league stronger than Pain. But with that, you can all in all say that Sakumo, he's not taking out all of the paths, but he probably could at his very best take out a good 3 to 4, or at least do better than what Jiraiya did. Another thing to say is that it is heavily implied that he is stronger than his son Kakashi when Kakashi fought Pain, and this is when Kakashi had his Sharingan. So if that statement is at all whatsoever true, which was an implied statement in the series, actually I'm using the panel from that fight, then we already know that Kakashi, even though he had a lot of help from Choji and Choza, he was almost able to defeat the strongest path that was literally throwing hands one-on-one with Sage Naruto, and Sage Naruto could barely beat this path. Kakashi, if he is weaker than his dad, like stated, then we know for a fact that in a one-on-one, Sakumo actually probably could do some decent damage to the Diva path, albeit he would still lose. All in all, he will lose. There's no question about it whatsoever, but with all of those statements put together, now a character that had no feats that we knew nothing about, now we have more of an idea of where he could scale to Pain. That's all for today's video, guys. I tried to make it a short one, but really that's where I'm gonna go. I'm not really, everybody has done Naruto versus battles to death so far, so really I'm going to try and start doing the battles with people that have no feats and try and feature that on my channel more than just regular versus battles. If you guys have an idea for another video, then let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.